Hi, hello everybody. It has been a while since I've had a talking video. By the way, PSA, this is gonna be a longer-ish video, so feel free to play my voice in the background while you do your house chores and stuff, because that's my favorite way of consuming these kinds of videos. It is exactly 1 year since I started my study abroad journey in Korea University, and this video will cover topics about Korea University specifically, but also about just living abroad in Korea in general. So stay tuned and let's get to answering these questions. So first, did you know Korean before going to Korea, or did you learn it in Korea? Also, which language do you study your subjects in, English or Korean? So I self-studied for about 2 to 3 months before going to Korea. I got through to probably like halfway level 3 of Talk to Me in Korean. That's kind of where my Korean was at, but I had never really practiced it out loud with like native Korean speakers. There's not a lot of Koreans where I live, but I knew like the basic stuff because I didn't want to go completely unprepared. I wouldn't want to torment myself through that. However, I would say I learned most, like 95% of my Korean in Korea just by like living, just naturally picking things up and stuff. And which language did you study your subjects? I studied them all in English. There was no freaking way I was taking a Korean class, that was for sure. So a tip that I will insert in here: as soon as the Korea University like list of classes opens up for that semester, please look at it, and next to the class titles they will have in parentheses if it's in English. If there's no parenthesis English in it, that means it will be fully in Korean. So just be careful of that. Don't sign up for those classes if you do not know Korean fluently, okay? Because this is like academic stuff, guys. They're gonna have terms that are really, really deep and stuff. Second question, is it difficult to study there? Were you able to balance your time well with studies and having fun? So is it difficult to study there? I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say it's any more difficult than my university here in the US. They're kind of even. Actually, I feel like KU was easier because, and this will get into if I was able to balance my time well. Yes, I was able to balance my time well. And the main reason for that is that Korean universities, not just KU, but I'm not sure if all, but from what I've heard, a lot of universities in Korea, they don't really have these kind of like daily assignments that we have here in the US, at least, where like every day I felt like I had homework, and I really hated that. I hate doing daily tasks. I don't feel like they actually help me like retain information. But in KU, holy crap, did I enjoy myself, because their style of like teaching and giving assignments and projects is really suited for my personal taste, and that is almost all of my classes only had 1 or 2 exams and like probably 1 big group project. Yeah, that's it. That's all your grade comes from. That might be scary to some people. I know like some of my friends, they don't like it because it's understandably it's scarier, because if you fail 1 out of 2 of your exams, then you might get in trouble with your grades and such. So understandable. But yeah, I'd rather just not do a bunch of homework all the time. And I feel like I was able to do well in my exams and the projects because I had enough time to like actually simmer down and like take my time in learning the course material. KU is doing it right for me. Next, did you make any friends? How did you make friends? Was it difficult? Okay, so this is actually one of the 2 things I was most like worried about when studying abroad. And first specifically was, you know, since I'm studying abroad in Korea, I was worried about not being able to communicate well in Korean. But second was like, will I actually make any like everlasting friendships that, you know, that I feel like all of these study abroad students that I've seen on the YouTubes, when they talk about their lives, they were just like, and I'm still friends with them to this day and I love them and stuff. And I was like, I really wish that I could have those friendships as well. So let me in. Oh, let me in. No, don't let me in. Oh, unless you want to let me in. Anyways, let me let you in on some tips. So the 4 main ways that I found helped me with making friends. 2 of these are gonna be Korea University specific, but the other 2 are gonna be just in general, whichever university you go to in Korea. So first one is Kakao group chats, and second way is KUBA, or the Korea University Buddy Assistant program. Third is a mentorship group, and fourth is just by friends introducing friends. So let's start off with Kakao group chats. Whichever university you end up applying for in Korea, they will most likely have a Kakao group chat where all the students of that batch of exchange students are gonna be at. And a lot of these groups are actually student made. So do look out for Facebook groups, like search on Facebook, university exchange, like year, academic year, and you will most likely find these the links for these Kakao group chats there. The productivity of making friends on these Kakao group chats vary a lot depending on the kind of people in those group chats, but I have been successful in making a few of my friends through that way. You can reach out through these chats and like ask for help on something, or just write flat out, say like, hi, I want to make more friends, is anybody available on this day, would you like to go here, hang out, go anywhere? And some people do the same, so you can reply to them and tell them, yeah, hi, I would like to, you know, get to know you, and hopefully you guys click. The second and probably the most well-known way of making friends in KU is through KUBA. So essentially KUBA is something you are automatically enrolled in as an exchange student. You don't have to lift a finger, you are automatically in the system. And Korean University will pair you up with a native full-time Korean student, and then you will have your own little mini group of KUBA students under that Korean buddy. Yes, this is the buddy, this is you. There's all of you here. But then there will be like the bigger KUBA circle of all the buddies and like the entire pie, so to speak. So what's great about this is you can hang out with your KUBA buddy and your fellow KUBA students under that KUBA buddy. You can have your own events, hangouts, one-on-ones, and there will also be like big events for all the KUBA people. So there you go, like immediately a bunch of opportunities for you to make friends, and like everybody here is already like on the same boat. They want to make friends because almost everyone like doesn't know anyone else who is studying abroad during that semester and such. Since I want to be transparent with you guys, I can't really speak much about this personally because, you know, I was in KU during fall 2021 where the pandemic was still very much a thing. Our like KUBA batch didn't really end up doing much at all. There was only one big event, which I'm thankful for. At least we got one big event. But other than that, KUBA was kind of non-existent. I got this from them though. You have to pay for this, but I got a free t-shirt from KUBA though. All the people, like, don't get me wrong, people in KUBA, like the buddies and stuff, are lovely. My buddy was super nice. I got to hang out with her one-on-one, so I'm glad we got to do that. But due to the circumstances, I can't really like give you actual anecdotes. This is just what has happened in semesters before the pandemic. And then the third one is through my mentorship group. So this is actually something you sign up for. It's not automatic like the KUBA system, and this is primarily like an academic mentorship group, meaning they will like help tutor you in certain subjects and just be like your guiding friend throughout your academic journey. Mine was a special case because for some reason the mentees that were assigned to my mentor, all of us kind of had like different grade levels and like different subjects. So besides being an academic mentor on the side, she also did like tutorials and stuff and Korean language lessons. She also planned out events for us and places to hang out. Like we went to the Gyeongbokgung Palace. We went to see an arirang dance. Like it was My mentor knows this. I appreciate her so much for all of that. So it's a great way of making friends. And even if you have your mentor just purely academically in the coming semesters, this is once again another opportunity for you to make friends with them. And maybe they will introduce you to other people if you get along well. And you will probably also meet your fellow mentees under that same mentor. So make friends with them as well. You know, just throwing out ideas for you guys. And then the fourth way is just friends meeting each other's friends. Like friend groups just combining with one another. I feel like that didn't really help much, but that's like something that happens worldwide no matter what situation you're in. Don't be afraid, by the way. If like one of your friends, I think that was the point of this point, if one of your friends invites you to hang out and they're your only mutual friend in that event or place thingy hangout, go. I'm giving you the power to go, because you never know what other friendships could stem from that. So be brave, fighting, you can do this. Next, let us switch it up. Also, it's getting kind of hot. It is not winter yet, but I'm wearing this just for the sake of this Q&A video, because why not? By the way, look, oh my gosh, let me just show it for you. Korea Business School. Yeah, and then these are the initials, etc, etc. I love this varsity jacket. As soon as winter hit in Korea, I was wearing it all the time. Anyways, it will have to go here on my lap. Yes, okay. So which dorm do you recommend staying in, and how is the dorm life? So if you've watched my Korea University dorm room tour video, by the way, thank you so much. Holy crap, I still cannot believe the amount of views on that video. It is still my most watched and most loved video, so thank you so much for your support. I feel like I just feel happy and grateful for all of the love on that video. So I stated on that video that I was staying in Adam International House, the newest dorm built for exchange students, for quarantine for 2 weeks. So I did not actually stay there after quarantine. I went to off-campus housing. There's 3 main dorms that the exchange students are placed into. The first and most popular, I don't know if I want to say popular, but like all of my friends got into that dorm, and that is CJ International House. It is one of the older dorm houses. It's kind of like one of the OGs, if you want to put it that way. There is also Annam Global House, which I don't really know anything about, so I'm sorry I cannot speak on it. And then there's the newest one, so the Annam International House. There is a distinction between the global and the international. Which dorm do you recommend staying at? I'd probably just right off the bat objectively recommend Annam International House, because it's the newest one and it has like the most up-to-date facilities and stuff. That being said though, if you want a single, there are no singles as far as my semester was. There are no singles in Annam International House. You will have to have at least a double, I believe. For CJ International House, since it's one of the older housing, it's kind of a hit or miss depending on what room you get. Like some of my friends just don't have the greatest experiences in regards to like hygiene and cleanliness of the dorm, depending on the room they have, and other friends just had a perfectly fine time. The pro of CJ International House though, since it's like one of the most populated dorms, it's probably always full. You get to meet people along the way who also live in the dorms. Like if you're in the kitchen, somebody also is in the kitchen, you might make friends that way and such. To close this question off, I'm just gonna say that come the application time for dorms, you will have, I think you can have like a priority for the dorm you want to stay in, like a priority list, and also your priority if you want a single, double, triple, etc. There's no guarantee you're gonna get exactly what you want, especially if you're late in applying to the dorms. I will get into that, but I was late, 1 hour late, because I forgot that the time hour difference from the US to Korea is 13 hours, not 12 hours like the Philippines. By the time I applied, like apparently there were no spaces left. So as soon as that clock hits, please set an alarm and apply, and just like do it as fast as you can so you can secure your spot. Okay? Any advice on alternative housing? Did you move to an off-campus residence? Why? Where? Was it worth it in the end? Is it because you did not get on-campus housing? So a lot of you, and I very much empathize and sympathize because I was in the same boat, but a lot of you are worried about not getting into the dorms. I have lived through this. I could probably make a whole video on this. I don't want to like go too in depth because I could talk for probably an hour on this. My alternative housing was Airbnb off campus. I lived in the Bomun area, which is still near Annam. Annam is where Korea University is. You can walk from Bomun to KU if you wanted to, but the subway system is so convenient that you don't need to. Was it worth it in the end? Yes. Even though I was actually, the only reason why I wanted to dorm in the first place was because I wanted to make more friends through the dorm life, but I was not granted that opportunity. But it's okay because I made friends through the other ways. On the more personal side, even though it was more costly, I really developed as a person through that living alone experience abroad because it was my first time living alone and I was in a country halfway through the world. So yeah, I developed a lot of independence and a lot of like housekeeping skills. I advanced further throughout my time there. But yeah, I did go off campus because I did not get into the dorms because I applied late. Yeah, let me go back though. So advice on alternative housing, there would be Airbnb, Goshiwon or Goshitels, and homestays. I looked into Airbnbs and homestays. I didn't really look into Goshiwon and Goshitels, nor do I know people's experiences in them, but I do know that there are a few scattered around Korea University, so you can get to Korea University really easily on foot. Airbnbs, one tip that I can give you is don't limit your search to just the Annam area. Like, the Korean subway system is so convenient, really my things I love about Korea video, that it doesn't take that much time for you to go to Korea University. I could go on about this specifically for tips on like how I personally got my Airbnb and stuff. So let me know in the comments if that's something you are interested in. If you're really worried about housing and stuff, I'd be happy to make a video for you guys. 5 pros and 5 cons of living in Korea, especially as a student. And once again, I am gonna answer this through the lens of somebody who is an exchange student and not a full-time student, because our experiences are gonna be drastically different. I guess you can immerse yourself in the Korean culture naturally. You can learn the Korean language naturally, especially if these are 2 things you're interested in, and I would hope that you are interested in them because you chose Korea as your study abroad destination. As a student, I guess I can only speak for Korea University specifically, but all of my professors were amazing. I'm so glad that I got the professors that I got because I'm just like inspired by them. At least in the business school, sometimes professors will reference their own like contributions to the business world, papers, journals, actual projects, and I just find that really cool because it's like real life application in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? I guess another pro as an exchange student is that it isn't as costly living in Korea compared to if you were to study abroad in somewhere like Europe or such. Number 5, I feel like there aren't that many daily assignments, as I said earlier. You have more time to travel, and because this is like a number 6, but and because Korea is so easy to travel in, like 1 + 1 equals a great time. So yeah, those are the pros. But I guess a con would be if you prefer daily assignments over just 1 or 2 exams. That would be a con. If you don't speak the language that well, it can be isolating. That's number 2. Like, I have experience with that. A lot of my realizations about myself and like what I'm capable of and what I should improve on have been kind of centered around that isolation. I should probably make a dedicated video on that, about like sometimes it can get lonely, even though I made lots of great friends and I love them during my time in Korea. It's still isolating sometimes, especially if everyone around you is speaking in a language that you do not fully understand. Those are things that you would have to contend with wherever you go if you're in a country that is not your native country and does not speak your native language. So just another con, I guess. Is there like another one? That's all I can think about for being a student specifically. Last question. How was your experience staying in Korea and going to school? 10 out of 10 would recommend. I don't know if that's how you wanted me to answer that, but that is my true feelings, 10 out of 10. Like, it really, really was just life-changing for me. outside of academics, sure, I learned a lot about business as my major, and I had a lot of fun in my classes. That sounds so nerdy of me, but yeah, I enjoyed my classes. So besides that, I just really developed so much as a person because I had so many like first time experiences with traveling Korea and meeting friends by myself, going to a country I didn't know the language of fluently, and not knowing any single soul in Korea University. I just felt like a recipe for growth, people. It's like it was my main character moment during that time. But yeah, I will now wrap up this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I am always replying to comments, and if there are enough video requests or questions about a specific topic, I will be more than happy to make a dedicated video for you guys if that's something you want. I hope it was helpful for you guys. That is all I hope for. And like, comment, subscribe. I will be uploading more content about Korea University and Korea in general, living abroad, etc. So yeah, with that being said, thank you again and bye. I'll see you guys soon. Bye from the K Tiger.